Well, peace, 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 fam. This is Oracle Deborah with the Oracle Deborah podcast on YouTube. Happy Tuesday. This is a Mars Day, so happy Mars Day to everyone today. Um, I don't know. I'm not really sure what I want to talk about today. Anyway, please share, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed my last couple of videos. Um, I'm not going to be long on this one. I'm pretty sure I had a really positive message for you, but I got a little distracted by my last meeting. And so I don't know. I don't know what I want to talk to you about today. But I will say this. First of all, thank you all for viewing my video. I appreciate it. Keep trying different things, but I think I sort of set my brand. So, I'm just going to continue to show up as I am, if you will. In my last video, there was two things. One, I talked about the food frequency and asked people did you have a specific food that you would basically resonate with, where when you eat it has a certain frequency, makes you feel good, it's really it's just really tasty or juicy or whatever. For some people it's pizza, for me it's plums. I don't know if anyone actually thought about that, but I thought that was a pretty cool download that I got. And then the other thing, I don't know why I'm so close to you guys. The other thing is I've been trying the intermittent fasting every other day. It didn't work for me. It wasn't showing the results that I particularly wanted, so I opted to go once a week, and I saw better results from that. And it kind of helped me regulate um, just regulate my times that I was eating and what I needed to get in. Because sometimes I wouldn't stop fasting until 8 o'clock at night, and it's really hard on the system to be eating heavy foods like proteins or whatever that late at night. So I opted for once a week. So I fasted yesterday until I did fast until 9:37 basically, because that was the last time I ate on Sunday. I know that's late too, right? But I like a little snack or something before I go to bed. So I include all of that, the very last thing I put in my mouth. But it actually was fine. I had made an egg casserole that turned out really good, really juicy. And so yeah, I did well, even that late. I did well, and I didn't need a whole lot. I just needed a little something to break my little fast, and I was good. So I'm okay with the late night eating or later evening dinners at this point. But it's the because I still have to get my body used to stopping eating at 4 o'clock, which is what I used to do. And I know the late night is not good, but when I'm like I said, I have to gradually get to the point where I stop eating at 4, and then I can pick up the next day at 4 o'clock. So 22 to 24 hours. I basically did the whole 24 hours yesterday, but I could have stopped at 22, and I could have had dinner earlier. But that was when I kind of started making my dinner. So that didn't work out. But anyway, it is working out. And I've found a ton of keto. I'm doing intermittent fasting and the keto foods. And that's working out really well for me. It's a ton of keto recipes out there using cottage cheese. I have to go back on some of the things that I taken out of my diet to give more balance and to get some different other types of nutrients in there. I just tried to get it as clean as possible. So some things I just stopped buying plant-based, because if there's no fiber, there's no protein. What's the point? I don't really know what I'm eating. So some things like cheese, I just kind of went back to that, just try not to make it eggs. I wasn't eating eggs. But for health reasons, eggs actually is working. I need it. I just need it for my body right now. So again, pasteurized eggs, things of that nature. All right, so done with that. We have a new moon coming up in Leo in 2 days. So that will be Thursday, the 24th. And this time I have the time right. It is 3:11 p.m. Eastern time, this new moon in Leo. And we're coming up on Leo season on the 23rd. So the lions are chomping at the bit, I know, ready to roar. Leo season is coming. We're also, we will be experiencing in the next few weeks the Lions Gate, the 8/8 portal. That's going to be amazing. So yeah, there's a lot going on. You know, we just had a lot of shifts in terms of planets moving into new signs. Jupiter moved into Gemini. But right now we have some retrogrades going on. We have retrograde Saturn in retrograde is retrograding in Aries and it's going to move back into Pisces again this year for its final whatever in Pisces, you know. Again, I talked about that in the last video, so be careful about that transit or get ready for some more juiciness if it worked, you know, for your chart. You know, if Saturn in Pisces was a great transit for you, then you know, get ready for some more juiciness. So we have Saturn retrograde in Aries. We have Pluto retrograding in Aquarius. It is in Aquarius permanently. It will never retrograde back into Capricorn again. So it will probably retrograde back to 0 degrees in Aquarius before it stations direct and move forward again. And then Mercury is retrograde right now. Mercury retrograde is shaking up some things. You know, there are a lot of trines going on, but there are also some harsh aspects going on as well. And we see a lot, continually see a lot that's going on in the world, right? We're seeing a lot of immigrants crashing out on FBAs, Foundational Black Americans, African immigrants or first generations, you know, trying to think, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do, but FBAs are here to stay. We ain't going nowhere. We're in lock, stock, and barrel. This is our soil. This is our land. I actually had a terrible incident at a physical therapist's office with a young woman from Cameroon who said basically some racist things to me, and I'm in. So a series of complaints have been filed against her, and they're doubling down and protecting her at this place. I canceled all my appointments and stopped going there. And yeah, and all they're doing is calling, leaving messages as to why I'm not stupid enough to come in there and continue to make the money. That's all they're worried about. You're worried about making money so that you can have access to foundational Black Americans to say racist things to us, but you expect us to come in there and make you money. Are you stupid? Like, are you? I am so glad I saw a clip of a woman on Juneteenth. She was getting her car serviced. They had just taken her car back when they made some um, disparaging remarks about Juneteenth, and she got right up, a foundational Black American woman, overweight and all of that. See, we have money too. You may not like the fact that we're overweight, but we still have buying power. And she stood right up and she was like, I don't like the way this conversation is going. Get in my car. I'm out. And she walked right out the door. And that's what we need to do more of. And that's what we are doing more of. And I'm so proud of us. So you could trash us and say, look at you, Black women, you're overweight, your hair is this way, and da 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 da, all that. But everything's about money, and we have it. So yeah, we know what we need to do in terms of our health. We know what we need to do if we choose to do so. No one's going to put anything on us that we're not ready for, or we got other circumstances going on. No, we're not going to do it because of you. That goes for men and women, whoever you are. We'll do it at our own time, individually. Individually. But we still have buying power. So don't get it twisted. When we come into your company, foundational Black males and females, consider it a privilege. A, because you wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for us. B, because we are royalty in our own right. It's a privilege that you actually get us in your presence. To have access to us is a privilege. So when you get on your high horse, whether it's miseducation, whether it's indoctrination, whether it's coming down through the DNA, doesn't matter. We know how to cut you off. And we will. And we are. I'm so proud of my people. I'm so proud of FBAs. I'm so proud of us. Our males and our females. Our sisters are standing up. They're like, you pulled that stunt on us on the Essence Fest? And we're about to boycott y'all. And you say, well, we're going to boycott y'all. Great. Good. We don't care. You're delusional. You're still locked into the Neptunian age of Pisces delusions. We're not. We're lock, stock, and barrel in the age of Aquarius, the era of truth. And it's coming out. It is dribbling out all over the place. While I'm in this, I just thought of our beloved brother, Malcolm-Jamal Warner. We are so saddened. We are really grieving over this loss, this sudden loss of our brother Malcolm. We all grew up with him, and some of us was partly grown, and we were, if in our teenage years or whatever. Even those who came after us have grown up watching the Cosby Show, and he was in other things, Malcolm and Eddie, and all these other the Resident. That's his recent project, but he was a entertainer. He just did so much, and always positive. Such a positive soul. While we were inundated with the bitches and hoes and the music, Malcolm was out here doing his thing, and always positive, upstanding, up to the upstanding. Don't get it twisted. Foundational Black Americans, we are love personified. Don't get it twisted. But if you fuck with us, we know how to let you know. We'll deal with you. Okay? You need to hit reset. If you don't, that's okay too. We're standing on code, and I'm so proud of this. So, but rest in power, rest in power. To our brother Malcolm, we love you. We miss you. So unexpected. I mean, when Prince passed away, when Michael Jackson passed away, when Aretha Franklin passed away, I mean, so many icons we have lost just over the past, 15 years. Now we expecting Malcolm to be around for a long time. So just please be careful. They say he was out swimming and got caught up in a riptide. This is what I was talking about with Saturn retrograding back into Pisces. I mean, I know it's in Aries right now, retrograded, but I'm just saying be careful. Saturn is nothing to be played with. Saturn is the devil, honestly. So whether it's car accidents, whether it's swimming, it could be anything. You're hand gliding, you all these things we do, either it's an everyday thing we do or something that we do to have fun. I'm telling you, please just take an extra dose of caution. An extra dose of caution. I took a long hot salt bath today, and as I was getting out, I could feel my foot almost coming up, from under me. And I was like, come on, what are y'all doing? I said, y'all trying to take me out. I'm trying to, you know, get in Zen mode. And then my higher self was like, that's a warning. That's the second warning I've gotten in the past, 1 or 2 weeks, where my foot almost seemed like it was going to come out from underneath me, getting out of the tub. That's a warning. Now, I may look young, but I'm headed towards 60. I need to get the little seat in the bars and stuff in the shower now. So I'm just, let me just put that out there because there is a functional reason I need these things now. My higher self is warning me. And this is how these warnings come up. We think, oh, this happened out of the blue, but this is how these warnings come up. When we're in relationships, and we're new in relationships, and we're getting these little red flags that we ignore. Don't ignore them. I used to ignore this stuff all the time because I was dysregulated, basically. And not forever, but for a period of time in my life, I was ignoring these red flags. And it had serious consequences, serious, lifelong type consequences. Don't want to ignore the red flags. Okay. So I don't know what happened with our brother Malcolm while he was out there swimming. He was on vacation. This is what I'm talking about. Even when, the Super Bowl was going on, I was like, go out there and enjoy and celebrate, have fun, but an extra dose of caution. Please. And while I'm thinking about it, my friend texted me about, a family member of hers having all kinds of car troubles and now all these high cost car repairs and having to get a new car, and that's another car note. And they they kind of got us. So there's car issues coming up, there's activity issues coming up. Please, Saturn retrograding is challenging. Extra dose of caution, please. Okay. All right. All right, new moon in Leo, happening Thursday, July 24th at 3:11 p.m. Eastern time. They're saying this is a potent time for self-love, which, having a salt bath, that's all part of that. I cranked up my diffuser, which I haven't used in like probably a year, which is crazy. I did some smudging today. Like, I'm feeling a self-love intuitively. All these little things matter, whether you journal, whether you have a gratitude journal, a regular journal, dream journal, whatever. All these little things matter. A little walk out in nature, going to the park, exercising, all these little things matter. Spending time with loved ones, you know. making some juicy drinks, or, if you can do that, like whatever. All this is self-love. Whatever it looks like for you to take time out for you. I notated to someone that I was at an appointment last week and I decided to take a selfie, and it turned out to be it's so cute, and my face looked really soft and everything, but I was like, oh, because sometimes you take these selfies, you're like, it's okay. And then I just so happened to come across a picture I took in December on my birthday, and oh my God, what a world of difference. I was so freaking stressed. It was insane. It was all in my face. The bags were really heavy because remember back in the December when I started the videos, I kept saying, oh, the bags, the bags. I mean, literally, the bags were heavy, thick, and heavy. It was like the same makeup I have on now, which I just put on a thin coat. It was probably the same thin coat I had in December, but yet my face looked almost crepey. If you could just see, like, if there was a way I could just show you the difference between these two pictures. I looked pale in the face. It was almost like I had no color in my face. It was insane. And I knew that this situation I was in was stressful, but I did not realize how stressful. I attributed, that day as not a great makeup day. No, it was more than that. I'm using the same makeup, the same foundation, the same liquid foundation. And this picture I took last week, I look soft and gentle and feminine, and and maybe that's where this energy is taking me. It's less out of that very restrictive, masculine business energy, and more into my softness, my Empress energy, where there's softness and femininity and things like that. And I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. So yeah, just tap into the self-love. You can never overdo self-love. You really can't. Someone might say, well, you could just be selfish. I think we have, oh my God, I just got to remember another download. I think we have uh, misconstrued a lot of things that we generally say in society, and we take it as, basically like biblical almost, don't be selfish and be a selfless being and things. People have been so selfless that they have to be selfish just to get back to caring for themselves. And another thing about this energy, which I just said I had this download that I noticed yesterday, is that everything is opposite. I think we flipped. I think the timeline has flipped. And I think I talked about this on Clubhouse a couple of years ago about this flipping of it. It's like everything that we've been dealing with over the, I don't know, past couple hundred years or whatever, was flipped upside down. Which is why we were finding it hard to get our footing. Things weren't working out. It's like everything was flipped upside down. And literally, I have a pendulum. I trained this pendulum to go a certain way to say yes and another way to say no. And do you know that thing has flipped on its own? I was like, wait a minute, why is it saying no? When I know it, when you have a pendulum, for those in the spiritual community, it reads your energy. It basically reads your higher self. And I was like, let me test this thing. And I said, the name of my birth certificate is XYZ. And the way that I had trained it, it was saying no. And I was like, okay, I know this to be true. And I said, has this thing changed? So I started testing it. So every time I would say a truth, the pendulum swung the opposite way. So I don't know how long I have been misreading my pendulum, because it's flipped. Or maybe this is the first time, because I haven't used it in what, maybe, weeks or whatever. But I could tell you right now, everything is flipped. So selfish is not as selfish as we have been indoctrinated to believe that it is. Things are different now. It's flipped. It's flipped. I would say it's flipped right side up again. I think we were flipped on upside down before because things were not working out as it should have been, or as we wanted it to be, or as we had hoped. We worked hard, we did this, we did that, nothing was working out. It's like paddling up a paddling or going up a creek without a paddle. That's what it was like. But things are shifting now in our favor. And I really am talking about our foundational Black American folks. I know we're feeling it. I know we're seeing it. So yeah, things are flipped now. So look up the etymology of words, rethink how we're using words because spelling is spell casting. Our words can basically get us caught up. You feel me? In manifesting something we don't want when we're trying to get something that we want. We're going to have to really monitor our words and how we have been indoctrinated to believe what they mean now. So self-love is selfish, and selfishness is good. We're out of the Neptunian, Piscean, delusional era. We're out of that era. So yeah, be selfish. Practice self-love. Leo is about shine. Leo rules the heart. Leo is ruled by the sun. See me, hear me roar. This is the pride talking. I am woman, hear me roar. This is Leo. This is their season. And be like Leo. Tap into your wherever Leo is in your chart and tap into this energy because I always get juiciness out of the Leo season. Always. It must be amazing to be a Leo because I'm telling you, you can do things, say things, act a certain way, and get what you want. And it's like nobody can do anything because you're in that war, that power. Our high school mascot back in Philadelphia was the lion, and I literally had no idea how brilliant it was that they did that for all of us young kids back then. The programming, how they were programming us to say you are valuable, be seen, be heard, you are worthy. What? Shout out to William Penn High School in Philadelphia. Off Broad and Master Streets, which they tore down. But I'm telling you, that place was amazing. And I believe the principal then was Miss Harris. She died years ago from a brain tumor, and she remains beloved in our hearts till today. And that was over 35, almost 40 years ago. Shout out to Miss Harris. Rest in peace, rest in power. And shout out to William Penn High School. Also, physically, the building is not there, but the spirit of William Penn will always be with us. It's always there. You can tear down a building, but you can't tear down a spirit. That spot will always belong to William Penn High School. Even though, ironically, William Penn was a white guy who did XYZ, but that's a whole nother story. Anyway. Okay. New moon, Leo, self-love. Expressing your authentic self, especially with the influence of Leo's fire energy. Yes, Leo is fire. Fire is a fire sign. It is masculine. The sun is masculine. Um, what is the statement for Leo? I know it's easy. I don't want to take, let me see. Let me go back. I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that because I'll get all distracted. And I don't want to lose my spot here. It's time to reflect on self-expression, creativity, and personal transformation. Um, let's see. All right, so this new moon will be in close aspect with Saturn. I told you about Saturn, which is retrograde right now. Saturn, Pluto, and Mercury are all retrograde. Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto. So it will be in close aspect with Saturn, Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto. Will bring up themes of emotional intelligence, sensitivity, and potential power struggles. Potential power struggles. Mercury retrograde in Leo will also add to the mix, potentially causing confusion and requiring a review of past projects and plans. I'm also getting a lot of energy of love. Mercury retrograde, you'll have some past folks coming back into your energy, and I've already seen that. Wait it out, hold it out, because it could be, you know, you may need to walk away. This may be a test for you to walk away and stand in your power and be like, we're not going down that rabbit hole again, you know? So you're going to have to see how this works out. But yes, Mercury retrogrades will bring back past intimate partners, friends, family, whatever. All right. Personal focus. This is time to examine how external influences might be inhibiting your self expression and to reclaim your power to shine your light. Okay, this is what I'm talking about. Actions. Use this time to make intentions or affirmations related to self love. I just thought about something else I'm going to share with you when it mentioned affirmations. Affirmations related to self love, confidence. That's another thing with Leo. And expressing your authentic self. Consider capturing any new ideas or inspirations that arise, even if you don't act on them immediately. I love it. Let's see. Is there anything else? So I guess Mercury is retrograde. Um, so this is interesting. These other planets that I mentioned earlier, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, are in early degrees of fire signs and air signs. So this creates a potent and transformative energy around this new moon. So yeah, well, as I mentioned, where is Mercury? Mercury must be, is it in Leo as well? I think Mercury's in Leo retrograde, Saturn's in Aries retrograde. Uranus just moved into Jupiter. I'm sorry, Uranus just moved into Gemini, which is an air sign. And Neptune is in Aries because that was conjunct, Saturn was conjunct Neptune and Aries because those two are going to be best buddies for a while. Let's see. What is the importance of intention setting? Setting intentions with a focus on self love, confidence, and creative expression can be particularly powerful during this period. It offers a unique opportunity to embrace your inner lion. Talked about that. Tap into your creativity, cultivate a deeper sense of self love and yeah. So that was the biggest message I got. Is digging deep into your self love, digging deep in terms of with some of us, we're getting rid of the surface level stuff, surface level love, surface level connections. surface level commitments, you know, surface level emotion, dealing with emotions on the surface only. This is a time to dig deep, like really get down in there and dig deep. If it is in your if it is in your journey, or if this aligns with you, some of us have kept things on the surface in terms of our relationships, particularly romantic relationships, sometimes friend relationships, sometimes just relationships in general, definitely work relationships, business partnerships, things like that, have kept it surface level out of safety because of betrayals, rejections, trust. But with healing, with doing the inner work, the good shadow work, and not getting rid of the shadow, but integrating the shadow with our higher self, that is causing us to be able to go deeper, to experience emotions deeper, to feel our pain and not do anything in the world to escape it or to numb it or to, to avoid it, to work and just, anything but feel it. Now, this work that we've been doing, this is giving us the strength that's lion, right? Lion energy. In tarot, Leo is represented by the strength card, which I believe is the number 8. August is generally the month of, it's the Leo, is for the most part, Leo season in August. But it's all of this is causing us to go deeper. We've done enough work where it's like, okay, we can go deeper in the forest, which is what someone said to me a couple of years ago. Like, will you walk with me? This person said, into the forest. And the forest for me is scary because I watch too many movies and things go on in the forest, creepy crawlies and things coming out of woodwork and snakes and lions, tigers, and bears. Oh my, that's how the forest always that's my energy when I go into the forest and I do my nature walks. It's like, ooh, I'm always looking around. What's over there? There's something coming out over there. Something coming out. And one day I actually did go deep into a mini forest kind of area and saw this big ass snake crawl, slithering up a tree. It is a snake native to this particular part of the country, and it's not venomous. But I was like, I mean, I could walk fast, but it could just drop. I could run, it could still drop. I hold myself back the opposite way. I was like, I'm not taking that chance. That thing was fat and it was long and it was just going up the tree. You understand what I'm saying? So that's my energy. Whenever I go in the forest, I'm looking around, you know, for the big things. It could be the tiny things that come and get you too, right? Like these little flying bugs or whatever. But I digress. Go into the forest. Go deeper into the forest. Go deeper into your emotions. Feel it. That's what this new moon is going to help us do. It's helping us already to feel and to feel deeper and move past the surface level of things, even in terms of commitment or consistency, discipline. Okay. We're getting the opportunity to feel deeper. Okay. Every time we go deeper, we think sexually, but we miss the opportunity to really dig deep into our own souls and feel these things, release them, heal from them, get new perspectives. I don't know, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot in terms of when you do that work, how that same experience of feeling that pain, that trauma, you get a whole different perspective than when you don't do the work or you haven't had an opportunity to do it yet, or it's not in the cards yet for you, right? Same experience, same trauma, same pain, but two totally different um, outlooks when we go deeper. You feel me? Okay. So let's see. Get into your creativity, cultivate a deeper sense of self love and confidence. Remember to approach this period with self awareness, compassion, and a willingness to embrace change. A willingness to embrace change. I want to give a shout out. I don't know who this person is, but I liked her commentary. Tess Whitehurst of Live Your Magic. So that's the information that I got from that particular website. I'm cheating. All right, so happy new moon in Leo. It is great to be with you. I appreciate you so very much. I love you. Shout out to my FBA family. Shout out to the collective. I love you. Um, what else? Again, rest in power to our brother Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Oh, so much I went there. I might have to go through this video and break some of this stuff down, but I hope this feeds you a little bit. Okay. I've been doing research about what my soul purpose is and what I've been doing and what I need to move towards, and my North Node and all these things, and doing these videos as I am the way I've been doing it is exactly what the universe wants from me, wants to see from me. So there you have it. All right, beloveds. Again, this is Oracle Deborah with the Oracle Deborah podcast on YouTube. Please like, please share, please subscribe, and I will see you soon. Okay, love you. Peace, peace.